A question about the third temple. A question about the third.
Go on, what's your question?
The third temple and the cave of the patriarchs.
Go on, what's your question?
Abraham tomb, you know.
What's your question?
The question is, how about dividing the Aqsa Mosque into half of it will remain as Aqsa Mosque, and half of it will become the third temple.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage questions about the Christian faith, but I'll address this question because this gentleman wasn't here to begin with. But I'm going to address the question as a Christian.
Thank you.
I don't want to see the Al-Aqsa Mosque as a mosque, and I don't want to see it as a Jewish temple. I want to see it as a church. I want to see the conversion of all Palestinians to the Christian faith. I want to see the conversion of all Jewish people to the Christian faith. And in such a context, that mosque will be turned into a church. No Christians should support the idea of building a third Jewish temple. Because as Christians, we are committed to the belief that the church is the temple. And if we as Christians are the temple, how can we support the idea of building another Jewish temple? And as Christians, we obviously don't support the idea of building mosques or the idea of maintaining mosques. We want to see mosques converted into churches, just like when Christians liberated the Holy Land from Islamic occupation during the Crusades. What did they do with the dome of the mosque church? The dome of the mosque? They turned it into a church. It was the headquarters of the Knights Templar, ladies and gentlemen. Go on, bro. Sorry, he's asking a question.
When that happened, so you're saying if Christians ever had control of a place, they allowed to send all the mosques into churches.
Right. So to what?
There's still Muslims there. Wouldn't that be kind of
He don't know sense, bro.
Sorry?
Wouldn't that be some sort of
Oppressive.
Yeah, according to your criteria of because you criticize us for.
Okay. So the brother asks a really good point. Would it be oppressive if we turned the mosque into a church? If we did it forcefully, like Muslims did to us in our lands when they invaded and colonized Christian lands, then yes, that would be oppressive. We would be as bad as the Muslim caliphates who did that to Christian churches, ladies and gentlemen. However, I prefixed what I said based upon the conversion of the majority of the Muslim population. And if in that context they could no longer sustain and maintain that church based on their own finances and their own money, then that church could be bought. There's a mosque here in London, a Turkish mosque that's due to be closed down in London because the Muslim community can't afford it, they're not sustaining it. That church, that mosque should be bought by Christians and turned into a Christian missionary centre. And then we should do like the Muslims do. We should film it and go, look, mosque turned into church. Right? Because somehow that proves something, ladies and gentlemen.
Why a Christian don't want to see a third temple being rebuilt? Although God say rebuild it.
Right. So I'll answer the question for the third time because this brother's not listening.
Okay.
Because I've answered this question 3 times already. I'm answering it for the third time. As a Christian,
Yes.
I want the Jews to become Christians. If they become Christians, they will believe that the Holy Spirit dwells in the people of God. That is the temple of the new covenant, and therefore, as Christians, we don't support the building of a third temple. Brother, do you want to ask a question?
You are not fair. Come
Brother,
on.
do you want to ask a question?
You see, you are.
Sorry?
It's about masculinity.
Do you want to have a conversation? Yeah, go on.
When you describe masculinity,
Just before I leave, excuse me.
No, I'm sorry, I'm having a conversation with him.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave.
I'm
now.
going to have a conversation
I'm gonna
with
leave.
him.
I'm gonna leave. But I must tell you
No,
that God.
go on, bro.
God said,
Bro, go on.
temple.